The Seattle Seahawks knocked it out of the park with their 2022 draft and had one of the best rookie classes of this past NFL season. The Hawks were supposed to be rebuilding after losing Russell Wilson, but now with the big step up from a few players like Geno Smith and their insane rookie class, the Hawks are looking like a playoff team. Maybe not contenders, but a possibility they could make it to the Super Bowl. And if they knock it out of the park again with this upcoming draft, as they have 2 first-round picks, they're going to be looking even scarier. Before I start, if you watch my draft class video with the Lions yesterday, don't worry, I'm not gonna fuck any shit up in this video. I don't know what happened in that video. The Lions are my team, and my brain was just turned off. I don't know how I messed that up. Looks like I'm not a true Lions fan. You can call me the Vikings the way I'm a fraud. Alright, let's start the video. With Seattle's 2022 draft class, I'm curious what people would rank their draft class. The Seahawks draft class was definitely top 4. The Lions, the Hawks, the Jets, and the Chiefs definitely were top 4. I feel like that's not really that big of a discussion. This is how I personally would rank the draft classes. I honestly think the Hawks had a really strong one, but not as good as the Jets. I think the Jets definitely had the best one this past season. I also would understand an argument to put the Chiefs above the Lions, but I'm a Lions fan, and I promise there was no bias in me putting the Lions over the Chiefs. There definitely was. So let me know in the comments if you agree with my rankings or if you don't. Starting with Seattle's first pick of the draft, they had the 9th pick in the first round, and they took offensive tackle Charles Cross. With Cross, I still think he was a good pick. Now, his grades that I've been seeing are usually B-, maybe the highest one I've seen is like a B, but I think he's still a solid pick. Now, the reason his pick grade was a bit lower was because of his statistics. Cross allowed 48 quarterback pressures in 17 starts, which was the 3rd highest total among all the tackles in the NFL. Cross was also charged with 7 sacks this season, which was the 7th most in his position, and he also racked up 7 penalties. Now, this doesn't mean that Cross was all bad. He improved a lot throughout the season and ended up being a really impressive run blocker for Walker. And you can see Cross improved throughout the season, and to finish out this season, he only allowed 4 pressures and no quarterback hits against the Rams and 49ers. I think giving up no quarterback hits or sacks against the 49ers is a win by itself. The 49ers had the best defense in football last year. Good on him. I think that Cross still has a lot of room to improve in, but he's shown that he can improve as he did throughout this season, and I think he still will a ton this next offseason and throughout next season and become a really strong left tackle. And if Cross improves, it's just going to make the Seahawks that much better. It's going to give Kenneth Walker bigger holes, better running room, and Geno Smith more time to throw dimes. The Seattle Seahawks' second pick of the 2022 draft was defensive end Boya Maefe, round 2, pick 40. Now, Maefe didn't have a crazy, flashy rookie season, but it was still extremely solid. Now, I've mentioned this before in a previous video, but Boya Maefe's build is just crazy. It blows my mind. It's just a recipe to be an elite edge rusher. There's no other way it'll work out. He's going to be an elite edge rusher. Maefe is 6'4", 265 pounds, runs a 4.53 40-yard dash, and his wingspan is nearly 7 feet long. I mentioned that Maefe didn't have a super flashy rookie season, but the reason behind that is because he received limited playtime. He only started 3 games. With the limited playtime, Maefe still managed to rack up 37 tackles, which ranked 4th among rookie edge defenders. And Maefe ranked 3rd in stops designated as failed plays for the offense, only behind Trayvon Walker and Aiden Hutchinson, the 1st and 2nd pick of the draft. Now, Maefe was spectacular against the run, but he wasn't as strong as putting pressure or getting to the quarterback. Maefe only recorded 10 pressures on 188 pass rush attempts, but he did end up recording 3 sacks. I think if Maefe continues to work hard and improve, especially this offseason, I think he could be an elite edge rusher. He has the build for it. He's shown he can make good plays, especially against the run. He just needs to improve in his pass rushing ability, and then he'll be an elite edge rusher. Now, depending on how the Seahawks manage their roster this offseason, Maefe could find himself starting week 1 of next season, so we will see how much Maefe improves. Next up, coming with the pick right after Boya Maefe, round 2, pick 41, my personal favorite Seahawk, Kenneth Walker III. Kenneth Walker was runner-up for Offensive Rookie of the Year. He should have won it. He had more votes, but just not enough points. Still a great accomplishment. Walker missed the first game of the season, had low rush attempts the first few games, but then eventually filled in for an injured Rashad Penny and just took off. Walker ended up rushing for 1,000 yards, 9 touchdowns, while even missing another game due to a foot injury and not even playing the full season. As I said, he had a slow start. Kenneth Walker's speed and agility was just something else. We saw him explode out out of the backfield for 70-yard touchdowns, and then we also saw him in the backfield with 2 men on him somehow escape them and get a first down. Throughout the season, we also saw Kenneth Walker become a weapon out of the backfield. He had 27 receptions for 165 yards, and I imagine with the upcoming seasons, those numbers will just continue to increase. With Walker's speed, agility, playmaking skills, and ability to make something out of nothing, he's a great option for Geno Smith to just dump the ball off to, and 9 times out of 10, Walker can make something happen, at least pick up a few yards. Now, I know I say this about a lot of players, but with Kenneth Walker, I am super excited to watch him next season. I hope he plays the full 17 games in the playoffs as well, has a super strong season, puts up big numbers, and accomplishes a lot. He just has so much skill, so much potential, and he was just a rookie and still rushed for 1,000 yards. He was only the second Seahawk in history to rush for 1,000 yards their rookie season. What a pick by the Seahawks. He's just a great addition to this offense, just adds another level of explosiveness that they already have with Tyler Lockett and DK Metcalf. Now, the biggest thing I've read, the only downside of Walker, in my opinion, is that he's not the best blocker. Now, this is something that he'll be able to improve on during the offseason. I wouldn't be too worried about it if I was a Seahawks fan. He's decent against the blitz, picking up blocks, but just not the best overall blocker. But when you can run for 70-yard touchdowns and make the plays that he does, it doesn't even matter how well you block. I'm joking. It does matter how well you block. It's just he's overall a great player. Don't let that distract you from the fact of how good he is. Jumping to round 3, pick 72, we have offensive tackle Abraham Lucas. Now, the Seahawks drafted 2 offensive tackles within their first 4 picks, Cross at 7th overall and Lucas at 72nd. The crazy thing with these 2 players is that they both got to start week 1 as rookies and started the whole season at left and right tackle. Now, this is an extremely rare thing to happen. Only 4 times since 1950 has an NFL team started a rookie left tackle and a rookie right tackle in the same game, let alone the whole season. Now, Lucas did give up more sacks than Cross with 9, but he was battling a knee injury throughout the second half of the season. However, Lucas's level of play was still on par with Cross, if not even better, as he allowed 20 fewer pressures on the quarterback than Cross. If Lucas didn't have to battle a knee injury throughout the second half of the season, who knows how good his numbers would have been at the end of this year. And Lucas seems to hold Pro Bowl potential. Overall, Abraham Lucas's season was extremely impressive, even with the knee injury throughout the second half of the season, and some would even argue that he outplayed Cross, who was drafted in the first round, the Seahawks' first pick, which is just really impressive. Ignoring whether you think Lucas is better or Cross is better or shows more potential, whatever, the Seattle Seahawks have 2 young offensive tackles that show a lot of potential and with improvement could lead for a super scary offensive line. Back to some defense with round 4, pick 109, the Seattle Seahawks selected defensive back Kobe Bryant. Bryant was playing in the slot for the first time in his football career, so we'll give him a little bit of slack for that, but he didn't have the greatest season statistically, as he allowed 483 yards, 2 touchdowns, and a 110.2 passer rating. Now, these statistics do kind of look bad, but there is things to be excited about with Bryant's play. Throughout the final 8 games of the regular season, Bryant didn't miss a single tackle and also got himself a pair of sacks. Bryant also had 4 forced fumbles this season, so he shows a lot of potential. With improvement over this upcoming offseason, he could be a real weapon for Seattle on defense, and that's where Seattle's really lacking. So if he can improve, the Seattle's defense will just be that much scarier. Next up, also from defense, probably the star of Seattle's 2022 rookie class behind Kenneth Walker, we have Tariq Woolen, cornerback, round 5, pick 153. Now, Tariq had only had 2 years of college football experience, and he fell to round 5 in the draft, and Seattle really struck gold with him. Woolen started the season hot with interceptions in 4 consecutive games, week 3, 4, 5, and 6. Woolen ended up leading all corners with his 6 interceptions at the end of the season and became the first defender since 2016 to record at least 6 interceptions and 3 fumble recoveries in the same season. Woolen also recorded 63 combined tackles and forced a fumble. Obviously, Woolen still has a lot of room to improve, especially with his coverage, but he's shown that he can make plays, come out, force fumbles, take away interceptions, and be a real threat on defense. It's the same thing for Woolen as I said for Bryant. They both show a lot of potential. They're both young corners and defensive backs, and that's what the Seahawks need. They need strong corners and defensive backs to add to their defense. If they both can continue to improve, especially in this offseason, the Seahawks will be on another level. And last but not least, the final rookie on my list, we have Derek Young, picked in the 7th round and was picked 2 33. As you can tell, I don't have any film for Derek Young because he didn't record a catch until week 18. He wasn't a huge factor on the field this season. Young was attempting to jump from Division II to the NFL and fought his way through the Seahawks training camp and earned himself a spot on the final roster with his talents in special teams and offense. As I mentioned, he didn't pick up a catch until week 18, but he still had a few good moments throughout the regular season, including a few nice blocks. He also partook in the punt coverage unit, making 5 tackles, including 2 of them inside the opponent's 10-yard line. Yes, Young didn't have the craziest year at wide receiver, but he has a lot of potential, and I could see him fighting for a wide receiver 3 role next season behind DK Metcalf and Tyler Lockett. It'll be interesting to see how he pans out, as he's already shown he has a lot of work ethic as he fought his way through training camp and jumped from Division II to the NFL. And that will conclude my analysis on the Seattle Seahawks 2022 rookie class. I have him ranked at 2, the second best rookie class in the NFL last season. And who knows, maybe the Seahawks will be where they are again this year, next year, having another insane rookie class. I honestly think they have a better chance of having one of the best rookie classes this season than they did last season, as they have the 5th pick, the 20th pick, and 2 second-round picks in the upcoming draft. I hope they can knock it out of the park again, and I hope for a great 2023 season from the Seahawks. Anyway, that's going to be the end of this video. If you guys enjoy my content, I would really appreciate if you could like and subscribe. It really helps me out a lot, and once again, thanks for watching.